Well, welcome back. I discovered my screenshot will only record for 10 minutes at a time, so we're going to run through part two here. When we left, I asked you, what does this mean for SHS? And I think it means that we're doing a lot of good things at our high school already. Right? If we take a look at this our school has done a good job of addressing all four factors here. Our students have multi-tiered interventions in place for them already. If testing or teacher observation reveals a student need, we've got a class or we've got an intervention that we can place students in to meet them where they are and move them forward so that they can be successful in the high school. As far as family interactions and opportunities for involvement go, the School District of Superior's got a large social media presence, so we've got a lot of ways to keep families informed about what's going on in school. So they're getting a good picture of all the things that are happening, maybe just not those one or two negative stories that could run in the newspaper from time to time. Families have also got opportunities to come in and volunteer for different school events, sport events, and to get involved on different steering committees at the district level. Right, our school has some positive climate stuff in place in the form of our PBIS team. At the beginning of the school year, we teach those positive expectations as far as academics and behavior go. They touch on both of them, and throughout the school year, they reteach as needed. Right, and our community has many chances to get involved as well. And a lot of those opportunities come from our senior project that we ask students to do. Students need to pick a mentor for their senior project that's somebody not associated with the school district. Oftentimes, the relationship they form with that mentor lasts well beyond their senior project, and those community members are the ones that are acting as role models and guiding those students towards future careers and giving them advice for how to be successful in the high school and beyond. Right? Is there room for improvement at SHS? Yes, there is. One area we could hit on is family improvement. We currently, at the beginning of the school year, invite families to come in, experience the school, see the schedule, walk around with their students, but missing from that is the teachers. I think if we had the teachers there for a family welcome back night, we would have many more opportunities to develop some of those positive relationships with students and their families. So that's one recommendation I would make, something that would be easy to do would be replace a conference night with a family welcome night at the beginning of the school year. Last thing we want to look at briefly here is a lesson that could be designed to support students. The lesson I chose was an AVID approach. Right? AVID is an organization that stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. Right? They want to change the lives of schools by shifting to a more equitable, student-centered versus a teacher-centered approach. They say this can be accomplished by hitting on these four bulleted points. The first two, building relationships and creating high expectations, should be familiar to us. Right? That's the same thing research says we can do to engage students and increase the likelihood of graduating. Right? Students should also learn through collaboration, inquiry, and organization. And teachers aren't asked to come up with a brand new curriculum, rather look at what they're doing and refine it to fit this AVID approach. I did this with a parametric dimensioning unit. This is a pretty high expectation unit for my students. They're asked to use algebraic equations to dimension things within my class. Right? They're developing real-world solutions to a design problem. This unit typically goes on for about 2 weeks, and before I incorporated AVID tools, students struggled to work independently when it became their time to work, and they also struggled to stay organized when applying dimensions because they weren't using real numbers. I was asking them to use algebraic equations suddenly. Right? So with AVID included, I went back and I retooled some of my stuff. I gave students a graphic organizer to help them keep track of some of the variables when they were working with the algebraic equations. Right? This made the task much more accessible to all students. Right? And to aid students in identifying variables and creating equations, I put them into collaborative study groups. So now instead of working by themselves, they had a group of 3 that they could bounce these ideas off. Right? Those same group of 3 came together at the end to help form a helping trio, which could review their product and make suggestions to one another before submitting their final product to me for a grade. And the results with AVID included, right, was that student engagement went up, right? Fewer students struggled. That meant more students were working on this. The completion rate was higher, and the achievement rate for all the papers that I graded were higher due to this unit. Right? So you can see that by including AVID, we were able to start meeting the needs of more students, engaging more students, which should help with that graduation rate going up. So thank you for some time here. I know it was quick. I'd be happy to stick around and answer some questions when we're done. And one more time, thank you for having me here this evening.